Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at the top business stories. Mixed results at local markets as US announces $600 billion stimulus package. Government looking at policy changes to improve education. And we find out how web portals are looking to increase local content. There were positive results across the GCC markets today. The UAE bourses ended mixed. Asian markets ended mostly higher, following the US Federal Reserve's announcement that it plans to spend $600 billion on government bonds as a part of its quantitative easing measures. The DFM gained 0.25% to close at 1,737 points. DP World gained nearly 1%. Dubai Investments lost 1.25%. The company has confirmed reports that it is considering selling a 30% stake in unit M Shari in an IPO next year. Gulf NAV lost over 0.5% as the company announced a 28.5% drop in net profits for the first 9 months of this year. 150 million shares were traded, valued at 299 million dirhams. In the capital, the ADX fell 0.5% to close at 2,750 points. Aldar Properties continues its downward trend. Shares fell 4.25%. Dana Gas lost 2.5%, while Etisalat lost 1%. 126 million shares were traded, valued at 252 million dirhams. For a further analysis of the markets, we're now joined by financial analyst Bruce Powers. Bruce, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Now, the US has announced an expected stimulus of $600 billion to help the ailing economy. How have the markets reacted to this?
Well, the markets worldwide have been behaving very positively so far. The US indices are trending higher, led by the NASDAQ 100, which is made up of technology and growth companies. It's now approaching its 2007 high, which is where it was before the crisis hit. Asia and Europe are also strong, particularly Hong Kong and Germany and India, which are trending very nicely.
So how is this expected to sort of boost the unemployment figures as well?
Well, the U.S. unemployment is now at 9.6%. It's hoped that this extra stimulus will get the economy back on track, businesses growing again so they can start hiring. It's unknown what the impact will be, but it could be minimal. A recent report by macroeconomic advisors indicated that even if the Fed went out and purchased $1.5 trillion of Treasury bonds, it would only improve the unemployment rate by 0.2% by the end of 2011. This is not very encouraging.
No. So there are concerns as well that the stimulus package is a do or die for the US economy. Tell us your thoughts on that.
Well, this is considered a very risky move that could eventually backfire by raising long-term interest rates due to inflation fears. The Fed would like to see a little bit higher inflation, but what it's really afraid of is deflation, a decline in consumer prices. So what they want to do is incentivize consumer spending and businesses to invest by pumping more money into the system, which will thereby lower interest rates. This will be good for the stock market and also weaken the dollar, which will make U.S. exports cheaper and more competitive worldwide.
Thanks so much for coming in today. Thanks for your thoughts on that.
Thank you. Very good to be here.
The government must look to the private sector whilst seeking to improve strategies and policies in the field of education. A panel discussion held by Dubai Knowledge Village saw heads from different fields to discuss the crucial role of shaping business leaders in the UAE to ensure the country's rapid development. The quality of education and challenges that the sector needs to overcome were also discussed.
It's evolved. Leadership theory has...
They should be thinking, are we losing our competitive edge against other countries or not? Because only, I'm borrowing Andy Grove's line, only the paranoid can survive. And only if you are paranoid to that level, like the private sector, if you are always paranoid, you are looking for how to improve, how to position yourself, how to move forward, then you will be successful. Otherwise, you will lag behind. There is a look at curricula. There is a look at teachers. There is a look at even the methodology of teaching. All of these things are being looked at in a new way.
Now, pre-crisis, Dubai was home to some of the world's largest mega yachts and a thriving leisure industry. But post-crisis, how is the yachting industry faring? City 7 visits the Middle East's first ever pre-owned boat show to find out.
It's a beautiful day here at the Dubai Creek Marina for the Middle East's first ever pre-owned boat show. If it weren't for the fact that these are pre-owned yachts, the economic woes of the global financial crisis would all be but a distant memory. What's changed in the past year and a half is that the sport of yachting can now be a more affordable leisure activity. So what is this boat show indicating about leisure activities like yachting in the region?
I think ever since the recession hit the whole world, people are trying to be more smart with their money and trying to think of, where can I get more value added for the buck that I spend. People are realizing more and more so that not only do they want to buy pre-owned boats, but the people that are selling the pre-owned boats, they want to upgrade to bigger boats.
The global yacht industry has undergone fundamental changes in terms of product demand and customer behavior. Buyers may be more value-oriented, but surprisingly, sellers aren't necessarily selling because they're strapped for cash, but rather many sellers are looking to upgrade.
One of the questions that we would ask all the boat owners that were displaying their boats is that, what is the reason? Why are you actually selling your boat? Are you leaving the country? Are you, in need for the cash? And I'm very happy to say that the majority of them, if not all of them, were all looking at upgrading to a bigger boat. So even the potential buyers that are coming in, and we've gotten calls in from Kuwait, from Saudi, from the other GCC countries that are looking forward to this event, they're also looking at it in that light.
Just as easy as buying or leasing a car, this weekend's one-stop shop for yachts allows for buyers to buy, finance, insure and sail away all in the same day. But even if yachting isn't your chosen pastime, this first ever event is free with a number of family-oriented activities that should be a pleasant weekend out to try your sea legs. June Wrigley, City 7 Business.
Emirates Airline has confirmed that all its Airbus A380s are operating on schedule, following the emergency landing of a Qantas Airways A380. Emirates has 13 of the Super Jumbos in service, powered by Engine Alliance GP 7200 engines. Qantas has grounded its fleet of 6 A380s following engine trouble, as one of its aircrafts took off from Singapore to Sydney earlier today. Most GCC markets ended positive today. Let's check in on those numbers now, starting off with the UAE general indexes. Coming up now, let's take a look at the major international currencies against the dirham, followed by the price of oil and the precious metals. After the break, we talked to Paul Kelly, the managing director of www.me, about the need for local content on online portals.